The Bellagio here was sold in 2019 for $4.25 billion to Blackstone. And they bought the Cosmopolitan with a $4 billion operating triple net lease in 2022. So between here at the Bellagio and next door, MGM owes $8.25 billion. The cap rate here is around 6%. The cap rate next door is around 5%. So we'll use 5.5% to calculate what's going on here. Every single day, the rent at the Bellagio and next door at the Cosmopolitan is $1.243 million. How do we figure that out? Well, we add together all of that debt, which is $8.25 billion. We use a rate of 5.5% to figure out what the annual is, and then we divide that by 365. So every single day, the Bellagio, which is a massive, beautiful property, and the Cosmopolitan, which is super cool next door, before anything happens, needs close to $1.3 million in pure net profit just to play the REIT structure, primarily Blackstone. Vegas policy.
$500 a night for duct tape and dead fountains. That's the question exploding across TikTok, YouTube, and travel forums as guests claim that Bellagio Las Vegas, the crown jewel of the Strip, is falling apart. Once hailed as the pinnacle of luxury, the place where the fountains danced to opera and the lobbies sparkled like a European palace, Bellagio is now under fire, not just from disappointed tourists, but allegedly from former employees revealing cracks far deeper than chipped paint or faded carpets. Reports are flooding in: water stains, broken jets, customer service cutbacks, and behind the scenes, whispers of cost-cutting, delayed maintenance, and a shift in priorities by corporate management. It's easy to dismiss viral outrage, but when you peel back the curtain, the question becomes unavoidable. Has Bellagio simply aged, or is this a symptom of something much larger? In this episode, we're going beyond the headlines. We'll examine the financial data, explore the industry-wide slowdown in Las Vegas, and ask, is this just a bump in the road or the slow decline of an American icon? Because when a symbol like Bellagio shows signs of strain, it might not just be about one hotel. It might be about an entire era coming to an end. Part 1. From crown jewel to cracks in the marble.
Where are we, Willie?
We're at the snack bar in the Bellagio, where hot dogs are only $17, man, but it's worth it.
I can't wait to see what your $17 hot dog looks like.
Bellagio wasn't just another hotel on the Strip. It was the hotel. Opened in the late 90s by Steve Wynn, it redefined luxury in Las Vegas. Inspired by the charm of Lake Como in Italy, Bellagio brought old-world elegance to the desert. Its fountains alone, valued at over $40 million, became a global symbol, drawing crowds every half hour. Inside, it was a world apart. Hand-blown glass by Chihuly above the lobby, fine art galleries, Michelin-starred dining, and rooms with views that stretched across the Strip. For years, Bellagio set the bar, not just for Vegas, but for the luxury hotel industry around the world. But something changed. In the past year, guests began sharing a different kind of experience, not stories of indulgence, but of disappointment. A cracked tile here, a peeling wallpaper there, then more. Videos surfaced showing rooms patched up with duct tape, ceiling vents surrounded by brown water stains, fountains that no longer danced, but sputtered or sat still. And that's when people started asking, is this just natural wear and tear? Or is Bellagio being neglected? Is a luxury icon quietly crumbling under the weight of cost cuts and corporate shifts? It's a hard thing to watch, because for many, Bellagio isn't just a hotel. It's a memory, a standard, a dream vacation that once felt untouchable. And now it's a place some travelers are walking away from, wondering what happened. Part 2. Viral videos, employee whispers, and the power of perception. The moment the first viral clip hit TikTok, it was like striking a match in a dry desert. A guest stood in their Bellagio suite, pointing to peeling wallpaper and duct tape, over what looked like a cracked windowsill. 500 a night, they said, shaking their head. The video exploded. Soon after, more began to surface. Fountains with dead jets, bathrooms with faulty plumbing, even a lamp flickering nonstop in a high-floor suite. On YouTube, creators picked it up. Titles ranged from "The Bellagio is falling apart" to "This can't be Vegas luxury." Comments poured in. Some defended the hotel, saying their experiences were flawless. Others, not so much. And then came the employee claims. Former workers began to share stories, some on camera, others anonymously. They spoke of a once proud culture of precision, now replaced with quotas, fewer staff, and tighter budgets. One claimed maintenance delays were becoming routine. Another said staff were told to patch, not replace. They didn't sound angry. They sounded heartbroken. Because to them, Bellagio was more than a paycheck. It was pride. These stories, combined with the visual proof, formed a narrative too strong to ignore. But here's the catch. When you stack a few viral clips against thousands of daily guest stays, what do you really have? A trend? Or an isolated glitch magnified by algorithms? That's the tricky thing about perception in the internet age. One flickering light becomes a metaphor. A single stain becomes a symbol. And when it happens at a place like Bellagio, the fallout is more than just bad PR. It becomes a question of legacy. Part 3. The numbers behind the narrative. At this point, you might expect to find a hotel in freefall. A once great empire reduced to patchwork repairs and budget shortcuts. But that's not exactly what the data shows. In fact, the numbers tell a very different story. According to financial records released by MGM Resorts, Bellagio generated nearly $1.8 billion in revenue in 2024. Its operating profit? Over $700 million. That's a margin most businesses would envy, especially in a post-pandemic world. And it doesn't stop there. Bellagio allocates more than $50 million a year to operations and maintenance alone. That's not the spending pattern of a property being left to rot. It's the profile of a machine that still runs, maybe with a few worn gears, but far from broken. So how do we explain the disconnect? How can a hotel that's financially thriving also be at the center of so many complaints? The answer might lie in timing and expectations. The last few years have been tough on hospitality. Costs have risen, labor shortages have stretched teams thin, and customer expectations? They've only gone up. People are paying more, waiting longer, and noticing everything. A slow faucet isn't just a plumbing issue, it's a breach of trust, especially when that room costs as much as a round-trip flight. And in that environment, even a minor flaw can feel like a betrayal, especially from Bellagio, because Bellagio isn't just competing with hotels, it's competing with the memory of itself, the memory of perfection, and that's a nearly impossible standard to maintain. Part 4. A city under pressure. To truly understand what's happening at Bellagio, we have to zoom out, because this isn't just about one hotel, it's about an entire city facing a new kind of pressure. Las Vegas, the city that never stops reinventing itself, is going through a quiet transformation, and it starts with a number, 66.7%. That's the average occupancy rate across Las Vegas in mid-2025. It's one of the lowest the city has seen in years. Tourism is still recovering, but not evenly. International travelers haven't returned in full force. Business travel has shifted online. And domestic tourists? They're becoming more selective, more price-conscious. Then there's the rise of competitors. New mega-resorts like Fontainebleau and Resorts World have entered the scene, offering sleek modern experiences aimed at younger, tech-savvy guests. These places aren't carrying legacy expectations. They're building fresh reputations from scratch. Meanwhile, older properties like Bellagio face a double challenge. They must honor their brand's golden past while adapting to today's market. And that market is changing fast. Guests are no longer impressed by chandeliers and fountains alone. They want speed, convenience, and value. Even loyalty programs are being restructured to focus on spend, not status. At the same time, the very business model of Vegas is shifting. Hidden resort fees, increased parking costs, and elevated room rates are turning some guests away. And the backlash is real. Online reviews are sharper, expectations are higher. The margin for error, smaller than ever. So when one hotel like Bellagio stumbles, it's not just about them. It reflects a broader trend, a tension between tradition and transformation, between the Vegas that was and the Vegas that's emerging. So is Bellagio Las Vegas falling apart? Not in the way the headlines suggest. It's not crumbling under financial ruin. It's not abandoned or forgotten. But it is being tested, not just by time or wear, but by the very forces reshaping the industry it helped define. Bellagio was built to impress, to dazzle the senses and capture the imagination. For decades, it succeeded. But today, the definition of luxury is evolving. Guests want more than marble. They want meaning. They want service that feels personal, experiences that feel modern, and value that feels fair. And that's where the real challenge lies. Not in broken jets or peeling paint, but in how Bellagio chooses to evolve. Because icons don't just survive by staying the same. They endure by adapting without losing their soul. And right now, Bellagio stands at that crossroads. Will it invest in renewal or lean too hard on nostalgia? Will it listen to the whispers of discontent or dismiss them as noise? These aren't just questions for Bellagio. They're questions for Las Vegas, for luxury, for every place and brand that built its name on grandeur, now facing a world that's asking for something more grounded, and maybe more human. Because when a guest walks through those golden doors, they aren't just looking for elegance. They're looking for care. And no spreadsheet, no profit margin, no brand legacy can replace that. So here's the real question. If even Bellagio has to prove itself all over again, what does that say about the future of hospitality? What does that say about us? Let us know in the comments. Has Bellagio changed for you? Or is this simply what change looks like? Thanks for watching. And as always, stay curious.